Hey y'all, hey! I am doing a reading over KayleighG. If you're familiar with her, I will have the picture on the thumbnail so that you can reference of who I'm talking about. And this is a childhood trauma reading for KayleighG. I just want to say, when it comes to male-centered women, it's not talked about enough. I remember growing up, I used to hear, a piece of man is better than no man, and, just these crazy things that people would say to justify them putting a man before their children. And before anybody get in the comments and your opinion is yours and mine is mine. I'm only going off of what I see, what I heard, my experience, what I've observed, things like that, from childhood to social media. But when it comes to KayleighG and Autumn, and even Winter and DJ and, the unborn, there is clout is a hell of a drug. And I know they used to be like, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Clout, views, clicks, this money it's taking us down. And when I say us, I'm speaking of us women degrading themselves, putting their kids' business online. It's no way this girl should have got online and exposed what John, I think that's his name, did to her daughter. And then they're laughing and smack. Like, at this point, you don't know what's real and what's not. So I can't really speak on that. But what I can say is that baby need a lot of healing. And she's going to pass that trauma down to not only them girls, but them boys as well. She said she having another boy. So she is definitely going to pass that trauma down. And it's sad. It's really sad to see, because as a woman who have all this resources and money now, it's like she's so far gone because y'all, and when I say y'all, I don't mean like my, the people who support me. I mean like the internet encourages her to be a bad mom. Like, that is bad parenting. I don't care what nobody say. You got people that support her, and that's y'all. I'm not the one to judge you if you support her, but call it how it is when you see it. That girl is doing horrible parenting, going to jail, all this extra stuff. And it's like, if you, and I'm not going to say if God gave you, if you've been given the opportunity to make umpteen amount of money on social media, then, I wanted to say something. I hope I remember. But if you, sometimes I need to write the stuff down because I forget quick. But if you, okay, let me say this first because I know what I'm talking about. For the people who feel like they're putting hard work and dedication and time into things and they're not seeing the money that they want, God is giving you what you need, and it's not about what you want. If you're not willing to get online and show your body and degrade yourself and be a horrible wife or a horrible husband, or, F these kids and F these parents, and if you're not willing to be of that, then you're not going to see what you want to see. And that's just the truth. You got to be willing to degrade yourself to the lowest to be of status on the internet. You shouldn't even want to be of status on the internet. And Spirit told me that somebody is like, why are they watching her and, doing this? And, I'm promoting positivity because, babes, negativity overrule positivity. So just go ahead and get that out your head right now. It's not you. It's the fact that everybody is more intrigued with the negative and the bad, because the good will force them to look at themselves, will force them to, force them into healing. And a lot of people are not ready for that. But when it comes to KayleighG, I feel so bad because she's one of them, a piece of man is better than no man. You see a man that's light skinned with good hair and you automatically get pregnant by him. That's trauma. That is trauma. That's, I want a light skinned dude or a light skinned girl with good hair, and that's trauma. Don't tell nobody that ain't a preference. That's trauma. Because you don't want your baby to come out a certain way, or you want a certain look on the internet. That's trauma. And she definitely have some trauma. So Spirit, tell me what type of trauma that KayleighG has experienced that she potentially is going to pass down to that baby or babies. What type of trauma do KayleighG have, Spirit? What type of trauma do she need to work on? What do this young lady need to work on? Oh, shoot. I ain't gonna take that one. But yeah, I think it's messed up, you know. And male-centered women, I can't talk about female-centered men because I honestly don't know any. But I know a lot of male-centered women, like on the internet and off the internet. And all I'm gonna say is good luck to them because they gonna need it. And this one when it came out, but it was at the bottom of the deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. So I have tears, imagination, broken mirrors, share, blame, and mommy and daddy words define me. They often call me stupid. I was told to never cry. I always had to hide my emotions and fear of being scolded. I love imagining life. The mirror tells me lies. I don't like what I see in the mirror. I share so much, including my heart. Now I don't know what's mine anymore. I was blamed for mommy or daddy leaving. I was blamed for everything that went wrong. So I could be reading Autumn, or I could be reading Kayla. But either way it go, the childhood trauma that's here right now is somebody who went through a lot of emotional abuse. I don't really know about physical, but definitely emotional and mental abuse. Somebody who looked in the mirror and wasn't happy with themselves. And it's not like the people that they were around, it was just like, oh, you too skinny, you too fat, you too big, you too small, you too dark, you too light. And that plays a role on a child. And it's like she said, I love imagining life. Like, it's like right now she's living the life that she imagined, you know, to live. And hey, to each his own. But the life that she lives now is the life that she imagined as a child because that's what she grew up around, chaos and confusion. And it's like she had to share. She had to give up a lot. Not sure she had to share her, you know, body or anything, but she definitely had to share her belongings and her personal things with other siblings or cousins or friends. Like, she didn't really have anything of her own. So that's why it's easy for her to, you know, be the way that she is, because it's like she don't have those boundaries. She's never was taught those boundaries. And I was told to never cry. I always had to hide my emotions and fear of being scored. It's like her mom, I can hear like, suck that shit up. You know what I mean? Suck it up. What you crying for? You ain't gotta cry. You good. You know what I mean? What is you crying for? Quit all that crying. Like all that, chill that out. Chill all that out. And it's like that have put a hole in her heart when it comes to having empathy and sympathy for her children and those around her. Like, she can dead look at you and be like, I don't give up. That's you. I don't give up. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's from what she growing up. Like, all the stuff you see her going through is because of what she experienced as a child that went unhealed. And when you give somebody money who's not used to having money and not used to having that attention, like, this social media is probably the most attention that she has received between the time she was a child, the time she became a stripper, and the time now. This is the most attention she's ever received. So it's like she can sit behind a screen and talk her stuff, you know, clickety clacky and period and this and that, and she deep down, that girl is hurting. She's hurting. She doesn't even know how to show love. Like, she doesn't even, it's like someone calling her stupid, like, you stupid, you aggy, you irritating, like, I should have never had you, you should have never came around, you should have never been here. Like, you the reason why your daddy left. You the reason why your mama left. You the reason. You the blame. Like, it's you. It's your fault. It's all you. And it's like, what I do wrong, you know? And it's like, once they started blaming her, she started feeling them emotions, and they told her, suck that shit up. Suck it up, buttercup. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nobody here to save you. And that's what she heard. So it's like now that has rolled over, because it's like you didn't get the love and attention that you need from your parents. So now you seeking the validation and the love and the attention from these strangers, and then which led you to have this clout baby or this trauma baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be really, the drinking and the drugs and all that stuff she's doing while she's pregnant again. She's going to have to answer to that. Everybody can tickety-tack in the comments and, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing this. She's going to be the only one to have to answer to it. What she eat don't make y'all ish. You know what I mean? So I get we have opinions about her and we feel some type of way, but until she meet her maker, until she's face to face with her trauma, none of what y'all say is gonna matter to her. It's just gonna continue to make her money and continue to add fuel to the fire. But she definitely gonna have to get this situated, because if not, it's gonna spill over to them 4 children, them 4 beautiful children that she have. It's already kind of spilling over to Autumn. DJ, I'm not really sure, because I know a lot of, back then, I know they talked about a lot of women that's like prioritize their sons but kind of make their daughters live more of a hard life and the sons live more like a soft life. And that's what I see with her. Like, the daughters is the masculines and her son is the more feminine one. And again, I want to say that there's nothing wrong with a man being feminine and a woman being masculine, but you have to be in tune with both. And to me, with them saying, oh, Autumn is fast, I'm here to tell you, babe, Autumn is not fast. I remember getting introduced to them years ago when Autumn was pretending to be her. And I used to be like, wow, like she got there and everybody laughing and kiki and haha. What did y'all think? When she on the phone to my girl, I got this abortion pill and I had to take a plan B and all that stuff. What did you think was going to happen? She's not being fast. She's only doing what she's taught to do. Ain't no 10, 11, ain't no girl under the age, to me, in my opinion, under the age of 17 is fast. Now, when you start being an adult and you know right from wrong, then yes, you're being fast. You're being, and I ain't even gonna say fast, you just being grown. But we talking about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you gotta define a child as being fast at that age, then you need to look at yourself. Because why is this child being fast? We don't come out the womb being fast. That's taught behavior. That's learned behavior from our environment. Maybe from school, maybe from the people around, maybe from actually watching our parents. Because you got to remember, KayleighG come up in the era of where, we all came up with, it wasn't no phones. We didn't have no phones stuck in our face like this all day. So we was able to observe. We did a lot of observing. That's why a lot of millennium parents is more hands-on with their kids and more active, because they were able to see what the issue, now I'm not gonna say all of them, but they were able to see what the issue was, and now it's like they're able to correct that, because now we have it to where our kids have phones in their face and tablets and things like that, so they're more distracted from what's going on because they're in their own world. But coming up in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, there wasn't none of that phone tablet stuff. And if you did, I remember I had a phone and the screen was like this, but it used to be like, hello, Moto, do, 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 hello, Moto, do, do. It was gray and it had like a little antenna, barely talk, because I used to bite on it like a little pen cap. And we didn't have that. So it's like she is going to have to do some deep healing, because if not, we're going to be talking about this in her daughter. And it's going to go from her being, not fast to her being fast, because none of this was addressed. Like, you can't bring men around your daughters and do all this stuff with a man around your daughter and then punish her for being quote unquote fast, or punish her for doing the same things that you doing. How about you lead by example? How about you intentional parent? How about you put the how about you get the phone out your face and get the cloud out your brain and try and stop looking at the views and the clicks and the comments and be a parent. If you was blessed, I'm gonna say blessed, if you was blessed to receive a certain type of money on the internet, use that for, you can't say, oh, I wasn't never hugged as a child, I wasn't this as a child, but then you don't use the resources to go to counseling because you feel like turning up. You want to stun on people online. So that's the problem that we having now in this society. Like, that's just bottom line. That's just what it is. And I'm going to just call it for what it is. But that is all I have. I do hope she gets some healing, because like I say, it's going to spill over to them 4 beautiful babies, and it's just going to be another generational trauma that somebody eventually going to have to break. But that is all I have. Bye.